Right then, lads and lasses, how we're doing, and welcome back to the channel. Hope you're all having a lovely day. Welcome back to the Geordie Josh channel, and welcome back for daily news. Lads and lasses, just after announcing Malik Chow as an official Newcastle United player yesterday, we've got another one through the door. As you may have seen if you watched yesterday's YouTube video on the channel, it was announced, or it was reported, that Jacob Ramsey is imminently or instantly set to become a Newcastle United player. Unfortunately, he's not officially a Newcastle United player. We would never ever move that fast. We're having for a very long time, but Jacob Ramsey is in Newcastle now. We've got video footage, thanks to Keith Downey from Sky Sports, of Jacob Ramsey landing in Newcastle from his private jet. So we're going to get through that, all the details, the fee of Jacob Ramsey. There's been about 5 different fees mooted, but we will get through the most credible ones, and a tiny update on Alexander Isak, which may please some Newcastle United fans who don't necessarily like Alexander Isak and his recent behaviours. It put a little bit of a smile on my face, so if it does for me, it probably does for you as well. So without further ado, if you do enjoy the video and you do enjoy the updates as we covered Jacob Ramsey yesterday on the YouTube channel, hit the thumbs up button, yet again, subscribe if you are new, and turn the notification bell on so you are never ever late. Without further ado, let's get into it. So firstly, yes lads and lasses, it was reported by Fabrizio Romano around 4 hours ago now. I'm sorry I'm a little bit late to the news. I have been out getting everything sorted for a very special day tomorrow. You will see on my social media, and I'll certainly put it on YouTube as like a community post, what I'm going up to. Very exciting. But back onto the news, Fabrizio Romano has reported that Jacob Ramsey is a Newcastle United player after getting the here we go. The 24-year-old Englishman signs for a £40 million package, but yet again, other journalists are slightly tampering with this fee. It's very minimal, but you know, with Newcastle United fans, we like to know the ins and outs of absolutely everything, but we'll get through that in just a second. Ramsey, according to Romano, strongly wanted Newcastle. Of course, there was also interest from West Ham. Let's be honest, with all due respect to West Ham, I've always said, you know, I respect their fan base. They're always some of the best away fans to come to St James's Park, but it is a little bit of a no-brainer, you know, Champions League football, the players we've got, the manager we've got, St James's Park, Newcastle United fans, over West Ham. It was going to happen every day of the week. It's a little bit of a pointless statement, but nevertheless, it's something great to hear. Craig Hope does also say, he reiterates this news, kind of confirms it, but yet again, the fee is a bit different. Romano says £40 million. He doesn't necessarily actually mention any add-ons being included in the deal. Of course, there will certainly be add-ons in a deal, especially in today's day and age. Craig Hope not only says a deal between Ramsey, Newcastle and Villa has been agreed, but the fee is £38 million. Keith Downey from Sky Sports says the fee is £39 million with £4 million in add-ons, and David Ornstein says that the fee is £39 million with £5 million in add-ons. However, they are difficult add-ons, which to all of us, ladies and gentlemen, I mean, bottom line, first of all, the fee is around £40 million. If not, the ballpark figure is between 38 and 40. It's not necessarily like a big jump, is it? But just to get the actual minute details, it is £1 to £3 million just below that main £40 million valuation. It's exactly the same with add-ons as well. It looks like it's either going to be 4, 5, or at the very least £3 million worth of add-ons. Regardless though, forget about the add-ons and the fee. Of course, just to say it one last time, it is necessarily going to be 38 to £40 million for Jacob Ramsey. That's a great deal for Aston Villa, by the way, because of course he's a boyhood fan of Aston Villa. Not only that, but he is classed as a homegrown player coming through their academy, so they have maximised the financial fair play PSR sort of book profit that they can get. That's a fantastic deal for them. Some of their fans are very reluctant to let him go, whether that's actually because of the football inside of it, but it kind of looks like it's just because he is a boyhood fan of Aston Villa. He looks like he lives and breathes Aston Villa, which necessarily is a hard thing to let go. Imagine if we sold Lewis Miley to Aston Villa for £40 million. It'd be like, no, he's not the finished product. We've got so much more to see. So you can see their frustration. And I'm very excited for Ramsey, by the way. Yet again, only 24 years old. He has played in the Champions League, scored, assisted, of course, in the Premier League. With not the best record, it must be said, 2 goals in his last 2 seasons. However, it does look like he will be played in midfield, where other fan bases and other pundits believe that we're signing him as a forward. I very much doubt that with our absence differences in midfield, of course, letting Sean Longstaff go. We have got Anthony Gordon, Harvey Barnes on that left-hand side, Murphy, Elanga on the right. Of course, even William Masula can play there. So I doubt, although the versatility is great, that he can play there if he does need to fill in. Very much doubt it though. But he will be playing on that left-hand side in midfield, which I'm buzzing for, by the way. He's a grafter, and yeah, very much so looking forward to it. But nevertheless, let's take a look at the video of Jacob Ramsey landing in Newcastle for the very first time of what could be considered as a Newcastle United player as we speak right now, right this second at 2 minutes to 7. He is practically an Aston Villa player, but for argument's sake, the first time landing in Newcastle as a Newcastle United player. Let's take a look. There we have it, ladies and gentlemen. As we probably speak right now, Jacob Ramsey is undergoing his Newcastle United medical. Fantastic stuff. £40 million for, yet again, who is an Englishman, 24 years old, still got a lot of promise in his career, and does look like an Eddie Howe signing. And I'm not just saying that because he's English from the Premier League. He does look like an Eddie Howe signing. I don't know how to describe it. He just does. Anyways, though, on that little bit of an Alexander Isak update, which we did start talking about at the start of the video, from Craig Hope, he says that Alexander Isak has not yet been fined by Newcastle United for his actions, whether that's because he didn't go on tour with Newcastle United to South Korea, or of course didn't go to the Celtic game, which I went to and I was a little bit disappointed. I didn't actually think anything of it at the time, but of course not turning up to training, going in his old club, Real Sociedad, and using their facilities. He's not yet been fined by Newcastle United, but he will be fined this Saturday if he does miss Newcastle United's season opener at Villa Park. And it is said in this article, and I think everyone can pretty much estimate it, he will be missing that game. Craig Hope does say that he is expected to miss that game, and we all know he is as well. Newcastle do continue to pay his 140 grand a week salary. Now, I always thought Alexander Isak was getting paid 120 grand a week, but according to Craig Hope, it is £140,000 per week. When you think about it, that just makes you sick, doesn't it? Now, I know the topic's football, and we've got to keep football, but £140,000 to not turn up to train and just to not even do your basic media duties, it sounds awful, doesn't it? It's really gut-wrenching. But nevertheless, Newcastle United probably should start implementing some disciplinary actions for Alexander Isak. Never mind just fines, because let's be honest, he's a professional footballer. He's been on this contract for 3 years now. I don't think fines are exactly going to hurt his bank account. I don't know what we could do, but it's got to be something more than, you know, anything to do with money. That's not really going to damage his pockets. But there we go, ladies and gentlemen. If you did enjoy the news, I mean, how could you not, about Jacob Ramsey joining Newcastle United and, of course, Alexander Isak, which I hope that's made you a little bit happier. It's nothing too much to touch upon, to be honest. Yet again, if you did enjoy the video, hit the thumbs up button and subscribe if you are new for all Newcastle United content. You know what to do with that notification bell. I've been Geordie Josh, and I won't see you tomorrow. Maybe not Saturday, because I'll still be where I'm going to be. I'll let you all know tomorrow. But nevertheless, go and enjoy your days, people.